This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Star Wars: Knights of the Republic 2: The Sith Lords. In the last episode, we explored the cantina to find little bits of information about the Captain Sulio's murder, so we can, get Dagon Gant, who can help us, I guess, deal with maybe getting in some information into Iza's proper, so we can run into Vaklu or the Queen or something like that. And apparently, unbeknownst to us, Vaklu is aware of us and is going to be watching us. But for now, we aren't aware of it. Well, I am aware of it, but the main characters aren't. So, leave it up to them to get surprised at the last minute. Oh, we also got a visa, so, yeah, what's in your wallet? No, we got a visa so we can decide who to give it to. I don't know if I want to say it just because of its spoiler, but I already know who I'm going to give it to. You're probably thinking, the crystal, right? It's like, well, the crystal isn't bad, but from what I recall, the crystal, the lightsaber crystal, is because how you earn it and everything with that is, well, it doesn't make it like that, but you get is a dark side in nature. So if you're playing a dark side path, then go ahead and get the crystal, because it's supposed to be dark side only. I've heard there's a way to still utilize it being light side, like has to deal with your specific crystal that you get from Kreia, the Valeria or whatever crystal you called it. Oh, we actually don't need to. I don't know why I was going in there. But I'm going to give it to someone else, so let me pop back on in here. We also have to slice the visa before we can utilize it, so okay, really quickly I'm going to swap out a character. I don't know if I can do it in the bar, and luckily the game lets me continue to swap out allies while I'm here, luckily enough. You'd think with us being taken to the next planet and not having direct access. Well, actually, no, I guess we still technically have access to the Evan Hawk. Never mind. I don't know why I thought otherwise, that we didn't have access to it. And brain shuts off every once in a while, trying to remember certain things. But I want to put BioWare in my group for what we're gonna use the visa on. Really, like I said, a lot of it's just really light side points and monetary rewards depending on who you choose. I think like I said, I think in some situations you might get some information about like what happens to the characters afterwards, maybe, but I can't say that for 100% certainty. So, all right, let's go find the slicer. I think his name was Kef. That was or Kif or whatever. I think that was this guy. If I remember correctly. The Alpha returns. Was it Kif? Maybe it was someone else. Well, I do need to talk to him about. Actually, did I talk to him about it last time? I think I did. I had the misfortune of being here that night. It's very inconvenient. Soldiers were asking me some very pointed questions, which is a no-no in my line of business. What exactly is your line of business? I can tell you're no fan of authority either. Let me share. Most call me a slicer, but I think that sounds too crass. I prefer to think of myself as an expert computer security analyst. I am the only one in the city who's talented enough to make open starport visas from a personal visa. I was in the middle of a transaction that night. What do you want to know? Ah, so that's how you're supposed to find out. Okay, I could have swore we found out about it, but I was trying to recall from my memory. So, we'll ask him all the other questions before we ask him about his other business. Do you know Dagon yet? I recognize him, but that's about it. He doesn't have the qualities I look for in friendship. Unless he pays you money, right? Do you know any reason why Dagon Gant would kill Sulio? I normally try to leave the cantina before the more serious drinkers arrive. That night I was very near Dagon and Sulio. Dagon was attempting what I assumed was a mating advance. I may not be human, but even I could tell his advances were particularly unwanted. Sulio then started swearing at him. Many of the words I've never heard, but the ones I did understand I assure you were most impolite. Humiliation on that scale is a real motive for a passionate and deadly response. I told the soldiers as much. Well, you can only tell your interpretation, and that's the problem with interrogating people about certain situations, is that a lot of times, despite their best efforts, they put their emotions into their responses, even if they don't want to. We did ask him how he knew, right? Yeah, okay. I'd like to ask you about something else. Let's see. What do you know about the sea? I think I asked him about that before, but a friend of mine, a friend of a friend told me that you're a guy I should talk about adjusting starport visas. So you have a personalized visa that you be made an open one. It's a tricky process, but after many failures, I've mastered it. It will cost you 500 credits. As far as I know, you don't have to do this. It doesn't. I mean, you just do it for the side quest or whatever, but how do I know that the visa will work? If I sold defective visas, my livelihood, possibly my life, would be in jeopardy. And any open starport visa I make will sustain scrutiny. Alright, here's 500 credits. Then let me have the visa. This will take a little while. It is done. Here's your starport visa. Quite a pleasure doing business with you. You would think with how rare, we get some experience, credits. You think with how hard it is to get those, you think you'd charge more for that, but... Alright, anyway, let's talk to the Republic. Zart here. Zart? What kind of name is Zart? Anyway.
Good to see you again. Any luck with the visa?
See, actually we could talk about, we'll talk to him about the murder again, because now that we have, I think, a few new info, if I remember correctly.
What do you want to know?
See, I know we already asked him that. Well, we'll ask him again. Give me sure. I was just saying if there's any new info that he could tell me about that.
I'm afraid the Andor. I was with.
No, we asked him about that.
I only wish that.
Assuming we get Jade.
Yeah, we know that. Okay, well then we'll ask him about the visa. I have an open starport visa on me.
Really? I've been looking for one for weeks. Thanks.
Here you go.
You've done a tremendous service for the Republic. Now I have to catch the first shuttle out of here. May the Force be with you.
I wonder what his mission was. I think he may have helped the Republic considerably.
Ah, your droid's inside your body, BioWare. Ah! Anyway, we get light side points for that experience and influence of BioWare. Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring him. Even though my experience is maximized with BioWare, I just wanted to do it anyway. Alright, let's, can we swap out inside here? It looks like we can. Alright, sorry, BioWare, we got your influence. Goodbye! No, he's a good character for a skill monkey, and his combat's okay, but yeah.
Welcome back.
Alright, let's see. We were asking about that.
is.
Okay, here we go. You got some new info. Foul business. Like most nights I was here, what do you want to know? Someone was saying that Sulio deeply humiliated Dagon that night she was murdered. That's a very good motive.
She did? Oh no, by the 4 moons, what a mix-up. They got it all wrong. Dagon and Sulio were good friends. It's just when they got a little too much Juma juice, they'd carry on. They'd call each other all manner of things. It could get quite hilarious, really. But it was just friendly banter. That night, Sulio was in great form. Dagon and I were laughing about some of the choicer ones later. Yellow-toothed dung dweller. We bought her a couple of drinks afterwards. It may look strange on the outside, but it was just their habit. Their way of passing time during these dark nights. Listen, if the soldiers think that's a motive, they just didn't do enough digging.
That bit of information will help with clearing Dagon, but the Onderon military won't let him off that easy. They're very obstinate. Maybe some of these people will know more about what happened that night.
Well, at least that clears one little situation. Now we just need to know more. What happened on the night of the murder?
I was cleaning up stakes from a particularly rewarding Pazak game when I heard a loud sound outside. I grabbed my blaster and went out the door. When I got out, I saw Captain Sulio. She was quite dead. Blood was everywhere. I heard a noise and saw Dagon Gent coming from his office across the courtyard. We both waited for the authorities to get there. The next day, they picked up Dagon and several other people in the area. It's crazy to think he did it. Sulio was our friend.
So it's Sulio, not Sulio? Yeah, whatever. Potato, potato. Where did you find the body?
Just outside the door by the junk heap.
It might be a good idea to look at the crime scene. We fought many soldiers in the Mandalorian Wars. The Onderonians were certainly brave, but they were disorganized and stupid. I wouldn't be surprised if they overlooked something.
Well, what a way to diss these people right in front of them. But, or at least this guy, although I don't know if he cares that much. But Mandalore only respects honor and bloodthirstiness. And he was like, tell me how you know No, I think we already asked him that.
I'd much rather
there's anything
talk
else
about something else.
Yeah, we don't. Okay. So we got some experience for learning a little bit more about what's going on there. Let's see. I don't think he... Yeah, he tells us about the people you can talk to. Let's see. See, I don't think he probably doesn't have anything new. Okay, nothing there. Let's see. Who did he say again? We see. So he said Kif. Bahama, we talked to Kif, Panar, and Nico. Or Nico, whatever. We've already talked to Nico, right? Yeah. And who's Panar again? I think we've talked to him already, but let's see, no, not there. I just want to make sure, verify I've talked to everyone before I see, you know, you're the captain. And I think you get a reward from the captain or light side points depending on how you react to the reward. Oh, I might have accidentally skipped him because I think he looks similar to another model. So let's talk to him.
This room is reserved, off-worlder.
Well, this fist is reserved for your face. I mean, I've got some questions. You're a swoop racer, aren't you?
I suggest you leave the room, off-worlder. I've got all the fans I need right here. So go space yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna drown in all that water you get from sticking your nose up in the air.
This room is reserved,
Hoity-toity. I'd like to talk to you about Captain Suya's murder.
If you ask me, she got what she deserved. She looked down on us beast riders. Good riddance.
What did... Oh, I guess I think she was from around here, so beast riders still have like a stigma attached to them. Do you know Dagon Gent?
I know his face, that's about it. His office is on Bekel's turf.
Bekel, huh? Who is Bekel?
She's a beast rider like me and our leader. You better never be speaking ill of her, or else.
I mean, that one beast rider we talked to seemed like a nice guy, but it seems like a lot of others have become thugs and perhaps we should talk to her. I mean, she might know a bit about him in the first place. So, all right, I think that's it. So we can leave. Oh, do I want to do any swoop racing? Like I said, I think there is some dialogue you get from like the other dude over there, and that we just talked to, and the other guy. And you can also earn a little bit of extra money. I might come back and do, like I said, if there's any plot stuff, because really, if there's only just money to be involved, I don't want to mess with it on screen. Really, if there's some plot stuff, I will. But I don't think there's really any story. Not like in the first game where you did the swoop racing for that hut dude, and you talked to all these people, and every time you won. Actually, I think KOTOR 1 had 2 instances like that. In this one, I think there's only like really one section of the game where racing is even important to a point. And even then, you only get a little bit of story out of it, I think. But if I recall, yeah. But anyway, like I said, I might check on that off screen or something like that, and then if there is, I'll come back to it. I just don't like showing me swoop racing because I seem to lose half the time, and unless I'm not talking or that I can concentrate on. So now we have to find Bekel's office, which was... See, this was Dagon's office right here, so... Which I don't think we saw anything in here, right, after we checked everything? Okay. Which means she's... her place must be around here. Well, not place, but maybe she's around here, or maybe someone can give me some info about Bekel. Oh yeah, we also need to check out the crime scene too. Almost forgot about that. So there's a heap around here somewhere. So there was a trash heap just like right around here. Maybe it's back over this way. Oh, didn't we check this earlier? Yeah, we might check it again. Maybe new dialogue appears after we check it. Because I think we were able to click on it earlier. This is the remain of a serving droid, still clutching its serving tray. It has been heavily scavenged and its head is missing.
Nobody we talked with mentioned a droid. This droid was destroyed recently. Someone inside the cantina might know more.
Back in the cantina, huh? Thanks for that. Alright, anything in the garbage pile? This is a garbage pile of trash, so it looks like it comes from the local cantina. And then you can see the blood stain right there of a pretty obvious and big blood stain, if I might say so myself. I guess we can't run into Mikkel yet or something, so... Probably when we get further on in the story.
A lot of credits to be made.
We have the right skills. We're Jedi. We're OP, man. Okay. Nothing else here. So back inside the cantina with us when we mentioned the droid. Whee! Back inside. At least it doesn't take too long to load the game. Maybe I should in the future try to maybe cut out the loading. I mean, it's not too bad on this game. Not like certain PlayStation 1 games, though. Like, that's the only problem. I do like the PlayStation era, the PlayStation 1 era of games, because there was a lot of, at least nostalgia purpose-wise, and there was a lot of interesting classic games on there. But I'll admit, that's the one thing I don't miss about the PlayStation era is the loading. Especially depending on certain games you play, like, what was, I think, the Chrono Trigger PlayStation version of the game on that was terribly slow. Same with the, I think it was like the combo disc you could buy with that. I think it was like Final Fantasy 4 or something like that. That was also really slow. Yeah, I don't miss the loading times on a lot of those old games. Not all of them were like that. Like some of the later ones got a little bit better about that, but all right, we'll just run through their dialogue really quick, see if anyone has anything new. I don't think he has anything. Let's see. Okay. I found a broken servant droid by the murder scene. Droids are sadly vandalized all the time now. That's probably one of Bahima's serving droids. He keeps losing them, a source of some displeasure for him. I know nothing more about that, though. Is it possible that the droid saw something? Something we could recover? Oh, yeah. We need to get his head. Quite possibly. Did you find the head? The memory core is located there on that model. But no, it was missing. Sadly, without a head, I can't do anything, like most people. If you do find the head, however, I could work on it. I have the proper equipment to do such an operation. Well, thanks. We'll keep that in mind. Let's talk to Bahima and ask him about that. Actually, would anyone else know about that? Let's ask this thug. I mean, Panar over here. Sulia's murder.
Ask me.
I found a broken survey droid by the murder scene.
That Bith keeps buying droids, and the scavengers keep stealing them or blowing them up. Seems he's finally given up. The waitress is awful, but she's more fun than his droids ever were.
Waitress, huh? Any idea which scavenger got to his droid?
I wouldn't tell you even if I knew. I could tell you where you could find the parts, though.
You know that? Where?
That western square has the perfect fence for droid parts. There's a droid vendor called 1B8D. That droid is as dumb as a Gamorrean. He'll buy anything because he's too stupid to do anything else. 1B8D is quite handy. Quite a few of the slum dwellers make a good living salvaging droid parts for him. He might have even bought some.
How does he make money if he's so dumb about it? So we need to talk to 18BD or whatever. You can tell I just forget stuff like that. Just almost, well, not forget, but I know who we're talking about. So, so we know where to go, but we might as well just ask anyway, just to see if any. Nope. Okay. Yeah, you're done with. Your unique sprite is done for. Oh wait, no, you're. That's right. We're not. We don't need to talk to you, Bahima. I don't know why I thought you were Bahima for a second. Doi. All right, Bahima. We found remnants of your droid. Dang on. Oh, I guess he. Never mind then. Okay. There's no reason to talk to him about that. Get out of my way, Mandalore. Just because you lead a people doesn't mean you can't be rude. Alright. Kif say you take care of that for us. So back outside so I can talk to that droid, which we manipulated earlier with our computer skills. Hopefully we didn't mess him up too bad so we can get the info from him. Yeah, a little bit of a back and forth, but luckily it's not too bad of a going back and forth between each section, so it's not like sorry, I'm recording this a little later than I usually do. It's not like some games where you have to like, go back to like a whole other section and takes like, 30 minutes to do that type of thing. This only takes a few minutes, so I'm fine with some walking back to old places as long as it's makes sense or it's not too far out of the way, depending on the game. Although I'll admit most games don't do that anymore. A lot of them are pretty quicker. So I don't know. There is something about going back to old areas to like reconnect with old NPCs and stuff like that. But a lot of games don't do it very well. So it's kind of like a toss-up. Like, why make us go back if there's not really like you only make us do it for like one thing, you know? Okay, 1B 8D. Gotcha.
Greetings, Master. Do you have any interest?
Let's see. Yeah, we know what he says for sale. You are some for components. What do you sell? Okay. 1B8D. I need to know if you have any parts from one of the Behemoth serving droids.
Entity Behemoth unknown. I have many serving droid parts.
Great. I want to buy those parts.
The market rate for those parts would be 25 credits.
Great. Here's 25 credits.
Thank you for your business.
I just had to figure out if we could get a part.
Probably do something with this. We should head back.
I know that, but thanks for the reminder. Remnants of SOD3. ODO? No. Or DO? No. Let's see. I forgot if he had anything that was worth. I think I already bought the HK unit from him or whatever. Now, if you use droid characters, obviously this wouldn't be a bad place to shop for parts for that. But alright, back inside again. You know, I keep forgetting to check the journal to see like what it says. Although it's not like the journal really has. It's only there if you've forgotten or need reminders where to go. But if it had more, I guess, more lore-based stuff or maybe more comical responses, I'd probably check it more often. That's the thing about a lot of games. I almost wish, well, like, I was about to go into a tirade about something, but never mind. Although I think Mass Effect did an interesting way of doing the journal and lore and everything like that. It actually has someone reading the descriptions of certain things if you highlight over it. I thought that was kind of neat. Although it does take longer to listen to it. You could spend like a whole hour just listening to all the lore being talked about in the game. And the cool thing, it was there, but you didn't have to look at it. Like the game explained enough to you during scenes and all that you didn't have to exposition you. But if you wanted to know more about the world, you could. Unfortunately, with more recent things about the company that owns BioWare and other such things, it's almost like that stuff was thrown to the wayside for the ever almighty dollar, But, oh well, I'm not going to talk about that here. We're talking about KOTOR 2 and how awesome it was. Anyway, let's give him the parts. I have the remnants of SOD3. Can you get any information from it? Let me see. You've got the head. That's where his memory core is. Give me a minute or two. That should do it. Let's take a look at his last feed. Whoa. Oh, okay.
Hello there. What is this? Oh my, she's dead.
He got blasted like almost immediately there afterwards. There you go. It seems this recording proves that the killer came from the marketplace. You may want to show this to Nico. Oh, okay. Yeah, get more experience. All right, Nico. We found out how your friend died. You want to see? You want to see the bloody remains?
Welcome back. My deck is still.
Yep. Anyway,
Foul
Zulio.
business that is.
I want to show you SOD3's last
If
transmission.
it'll help Dagon, you got it. There's no way that Dagon could have done it. I saw him coming from his office. That's the opposite direction of the marketplace. We should go talk to Captain Riken and clear all of this up.
All right, let's do it. All right, we've got to solve the mystery and get ever closer to finally talking to the Queen of Vaklu. That took a hot minute, but we're going to be solving a murder too. All right. Well, actually, I guess we're not technically solving the murder. We're just solving the fact that he didn't do it. So, oh well. I mean, at least someone won't go to jail for nothing. Although we didn't really find out who did because they were the guy was shot and we only saw their feet, and a lot of people wear pants and shoes. So pants and shoes, pants and shoes, pants and shoes, pants and shoes. But not enough to actually dictate who it was. Although couldn't. Well, I guess he said Dagon came from a different direction. It was looked like it was multiple people. So.
Nico, is it? And the off-worlder. What brings the two of you here?
Nothing. Just want to threaten you, or I don't know, something. Dagon again could have killed Captain Zulio.
That's a bold statement. I assume you have some sort of proof.
At least this guy's out of a lot of the Ondarian people or guards. He's one of the more actually, we haven't really run into a lot of Ondarian soldiers that were unreasonable, except for the guys in the mass who probably work for Vaklu. So this guy probably. I mean, he's probably neutral, but he probably worked more for the Queen, if anything. But anyway, Nico can explain it.
It's a long story, so bear with me, Captain. The night of the murder, I was playing Pazak. It was a prosperous night.
Don't go into
That
super
should do
detail,
it.
dude.
We still don't know who killed Sulio, but this will greatly assist our investigation.
Yeah, at least you can't. Not all mysteries can
You
be
have been
solved.
ordered off this investigation, Captain. I hope you can explain yourself.
I had nothing to do with this, sir. This citizen found information about Captain Sulio's murder. It's material to the investigation.
We've already got our man. Sulio and this Gent were fighting the night she was murdered. He had ample motive.
You didn't even try to figure out any information, dude. You weren't really fighting. The regulars of the canteen can vouch for that. How much investigation did you do? She just called him a few names. One fight has no reason to kill someone. That's true. Yeah.
Have you read the report? Some of the things Sulio called him were vile. Sulio and Dagon clearly hated each other.
Yeah, no, they were just friends. I don't know who actually does that. I don't do that to my friends. I mean, at least not that type of stuff. But people, friendships are complicated depending on who it is. But she wasn't killed near closing. It wasn't the heat of passion. You talked to anyone in the bar that confirmed they were good friends. They were friends. Sometimes friends tease each other. They just took it to an extreme. Yeah. Did you talk to anyone in the bar? Others can confirm they were real good friends.
Why, you little. Friends would not carry on in such a manner.
It's absolutely true, Major. I was a friend of both of them. They've done this dozens of times. Bahima, the bartender, can confirm it, as well as half a dozen other people. They were an odd pair, but they certainly didn't hate each other.
I see. But there's still the fact that he was right there at the scene of the crime.
That's true. Nico saw him come out of his office, but didn't get was coming from inside the bar with Nico. There were so were other people. Some salvagers were stripping the serving droids there within a minute or two. That's true. So stripping the points. Let's just do that.
So what? What matters is who was there first. An eyewitness said he came from his office almost immediately. The only thing that matters to me is that he was within blaster range when Sulio was killed, and he did not have an alibi.
Let's see, the continuous serving droid shows a real killer, but he's Dagon, who's in his office, kind of shot someone. He came from his office, but recording the murder shows the shot came from the opposite direction.
You have a recording? Well, I'm sure you're just misinterpreting it.
I've seen it myself, Major. Nico isn't the only one that spotted Dagon coming from his office. It really can't be Dagon again. The real killer is still loose.
Very well, Captain. Set Gent free, then. But if later it turns out that he did do it, it's gonna be on your head.
Fine, I'll just kill. I'm a Jedi. I'll just take. I'm Judge, Jury, Executioner. Judge Dredd over here.
Right away. The Major sure isn't happy. You're quite a team. Together, you got the Major to back down. That's no small feat.
We didn't probably like my lightsaber either, and my permanent, like, aggressive stare that the Exile has, apparently. The Major seemed particularly unwilling to believe Gent was innocent.
The investigation has been handled at the highest levels. I've heard there's been some concern about that. With Dagon free, I don't know if the investigation team will find another suspect. They haven't been as diligent as other investigators.
Like us. We could run our own team. Exile and Company. We'll get your man. What do you mean?
I'm not gonna say anymore. Probably said too much already. If you
Don't
head
wanna
over
risk
to
your job,
Dagon
huh?
Gent's office, some men will bring him there shortly. Thanks for clearing this whole thing up. I could tell the justice wasn't being served, but we all have our orders. We really need to patrol that sector better.
True, and you shouldn't always just like blindly follow orders. I mean, there's a point in time to follow orders, like wartime situations and danger situations. But outside of that, I think you can go a little bit around the order situation as long as it's not hurting someone and maybe a bit of a what's the word? I don't know. Like I said, there's a time and a place to follow orders. You shouldn't just do it like a blind, like a lemming, blindly following someone off a cliff. I don't know. I only follow orders when it's needed in a certain situation, like at a job type of place, but only to a point. If it doesn't make sense, I'll ask about it or question it. But I know a job is different from the police or whatever.
Thanks for getting me out of there. As detention cells go, it had definite class, but I prefer being out on my own all the same. I owe you and Mandalore one.
Well, yes, you do owe us a lot for what we did for you. But what does he truly owe us? What will we learn from Dagon Gint that Mandalore needs to help us, you know, with Vaklu and Aziz, or the princess situation? Find out next time in the next episode of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2: The Sith Lords. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. And may the Force be with you.